What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Metal Maniacs Podcast. I'm your host, Jay Ingersoll, and I'm here, as always, with my co-host.
It's your boy, Mod.
Mod, he's in the building. What's up, buddy?
Hey, how you doing, Jay?
I'm great.
Yeah.
You ready to react to some songs today?
Yeah, we already talked about today, so let's just do music now.
Yeah, I'm good with that. So, yeah, we've been doing a couple of these reaction episodes now, and we got a couple more in the bank. So we have some songs here from you guys. Sent us some songs in, so keep doing that. We appreciate it. We'll go over it. I definitely like it when it's like local stuff too, you know.
Yeah.
But
this is stuff that I'm not going to hear any other way other than people sending them to me. So this is the part that's really cool about what we're doing. This isn't on any other broadcast or stream. I have to have this stuff delivered to me.
Yep.
By hand, basically. Thank you for the links, everybody that sent these in. I'm just gonna enjoy this for what it is, just the whole new experience of it. Even like, even if these songs, any one of these songs could be a train wreck, I don't know. I'm just gonna enjoy it for the people that put it together and sent it to us, and I'm just gonna enjoy it. Like, you might watch something that's bad for the sake of being bad, just for laughing at it. I won't laugh at you on the show, but I am going to enjoy this just for the sake of something new, fresh, that I have no idea what's coming at me. It's gonna be fun.
I want to be very transparent too. Like, on this podcast, that's just the kind of person I am. I like to be very, transparent. I felt like the last episode we did, especially the one particular band, I felt like I maybe kind of shit on it a little hard, and I don't want to shit on anybody's art, man. I don't want to do that, and I understand what it takes to put into that, right?
Sure.
But I just need to hear good production, like, and if it's not, it's okay. It is what it is. Like, I can be nitpicky, but like it's just really hard for me to give you flowers when your recording sounds like it was made in 1980. And that's not to be a dick.
Right. No,
I'm just being very clear with what I like, right? Like,
I think it's fair to point out production quality values in today's day and age. I think other people are going to hear it, and you might want them to receive it in a way that reflects the amount of passion and energy that you put into it, time, So us pointing that thing out, it's not to insult really or hurt feelings. It's just for people to consider. And we might have come at it a little bit funny and sideways because, we are who we are. But, end of the day, you take the time to get together with some people and do art for any reason and record it even for that matter and send it to us. Like, there it is. We're going to listen to it. Right. And then we're going to have some comments on it, take them or leave them. Yeah. But I think going forward, we will be more mindful to not be as thorny about some reviews.
Yeah, that's why I said, like, I'm not with the gatekeeping and all that, and that's not even necessarily what we were doing, and I like what I like, right? Like, I'm sorry, this is my podcast, so you send me the shit, I'm going to tell you how I feel about it. Yeah. And the shit could be cool, but it didn't sound like it was recorded with a fucking boombox. I don't know what to tell you, dude.
Yeah, it is. So, it is what it is.
But, all right, you ready to jump into this, boy?
Let's do it.
All right, so this first song was sent in from a band called Variform.
Mm-hmm.
And the information they gave me is metalcore band out of Detroit, Michigan. Says we've been making music for close to 10 years, and we are currently working on more music. So they sent me a Spotify link, and this song is called Memory.
Okay.
3 minutes and 58 seconds. You guys ready for this?
Let's do it.
Here we go.
The village, buried all the vicious suburbs, forward mine eyes. I hear the song of the sirens, they guide me. Like lanterns gleaming in the distance, they wow me. Lost waters raging through the storm, I see no choice but to maintain course through crossing giant swamps. I wasn't joking there. Bring your soul against my chest. for a pending image. I can feel it, my body's but against stone. Judge me any way you see fit for all I have become. It's just a memory.
Fuck yeah. Man, that was good.
Yeah, that was fun. Okay. Want me to go first?
Yeah, take it away,
Okay,
Jason.
cool. I actually just wrote a couple notes here, like the things that I think I should go over every reaction that I do, just so it's the same across the board.
Sure.
So first things first, let's talk about the art. Did you pull this link up?
Yeah, it
Okay,
looked
cool.
like it had some just like a
Like
text,
a ship? See it?
like a Flying Dutchman.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I fuck with the art. It's pretty cool. I
Absolutely
like it.
love it.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
like
it.
a painting type
Mhm.
thing. So I'm gonna give you a definite thumbs up on your art. So
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be corpses and skeletons and,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
typical associated death metal fare for your artwork. Everybody out there, I like the tasteful elegance of this one. Yeah, pretty cool artwork. Agreed.
So I will say that we'll start with vocals.
Sure.
Sounded like there were some patterns in there.
Uh-huh.
I could tell what the guy was saying, so that
Mhm.
was cool.
Yep.
There was some variation. It seemed like
Mhm.
kind of the same fry vocal for most of the song.
Yeah.
When these guys say they're metalcore, they're definitely metalcore.
Yep.
But I do like the vocals. Sometimes I really like that when you can hear what you're actually saying. Like I could hear his lyrics, like they're audible, right?
Yeah.
Like his enunciation, everything was pretty clear.
Yep.
Drums were cool.
Mm-hmm.
Production on it was great. Everything sounded good. I could hear everything
Yeah.
really well.
Yeah.
So like that stuck out to me. The riffs were cool. There were some really cool fucking riffs in
yeah.
there. As far
Yes.
as when you say you're metalcore, like there's only so much you can do. But at least you know you're metalcore, and that's what it sounds like. And
Right.
it's not like the riffs were bad or anything. But
No,
I mean,
they were.
and then as far as
good.
songwriting, I heard some callbacks. You guys had a nice bridge in there with like kind of a different like singing vocal
Yeah.
thing. I would be interested to hear more where that could go, possibly.
Yeah, sure.
But overall, Variform, I don't know. I've never heard of these guys. I don't know if they just haven't played much or what. But like overall, the song kicked ass to me, man. I
Yeah.
really thought it was great, dude. So
No,
what about you?
Yeah, same. I want to listen to the rest of the album now. I don't know how long it is. It looked like it was like maybe track 6 out of 6 or something, but I fuck with that all day long. I love the melody. It like In Flames kind of popped into mind. I thought I agree with you on the vocals. There was a lot of variety there. He had a main fry vocal, and it was very well enunciated, with the words and the lyrics. I felt like maybe production values could have helped him out a little bit more to thicken that sound. It sounded like it was just almost like him hit like no help in the production studio,
Yeah.
just his straight
Just
vocal,
dry kind of,
just
yeah.
dry straight vocal. Where it needed just a little bit of TLC on that on that sound wave to give it a little bit of depth than just his straight vocal all the time. Where they brought in all of those backups. Anytime you do that, to me, that's just sick as fuck. And they did it a really tasteful way where they just doubled the vocals, so they brought the highs and the lows together here and there.
Yep, I like that.
Always super impactful. I gotta love that all day long. When you lean into that here and there, and they did a good job of that. I could hear the bass rumbling through there. I love the tone on it. Bass doesn't always need to stand out for me to sit here and say that you're an awesome bassist. I don't think bassists need that anymore. If they're in the band, they just want to be heard at all. And if you have a good tone, I think that's more of a compliment than, oh my God, you're the next best bassist after
Right.
Geddy Lee or
Yeah.
Les Claypool. Like
Steve
nobody.
DiGiorgio.
Yeah, I don't need nobody. I don't as a bassist. I don't really need that very much. I mean, that's just like I don't even get into that style of bass play that much. I just want to be heard and know that I'm having an impact on the song. So
yeah.
having the bass in there, having that tone in there is enough for me. So I could hear that. Guitar work again. I love lead guitar. Bring back lead guitar all day. Like just let me.
Good lead. Very
Yeah.
good lead in there.
Couple of
like,
them.
Tasteful, like not overly flashy, but
Yeah,
a little
right.
sweep, a little tapping in there, So
Sure.
show me what you got, pull it out,
love
But the phrasing and melody was great for it. That's one thing I didn't mention was the bass, but like I guess it didn't stick out to me one way or the other.
Yeah, but I heard it.
So, yeah,
It was in
so,
there.
Yeah,
I like
it
it.
was there. But overall, fucking cool, man. I thought it was great, dude.
Yeah, no, more from Variform, please. And you guys stay in touch and make sure to hit us up and share this because we absolutely love that song.
Yeah, for sure. So we ready to move on, brother?
Do it.
Okay, so the last reaction episode, I had a little rant of one-man fucking bands, right? And the one guy that sent it in, that Twilight's Umbra, was really cool anyway. So,
Right,
like,
yeah.
I kind of, at least it was cool as shit. So here's another one.
Okay.
And this, some of these were already on the docket when we filmed the last episode, but there's only so much we can react to, right? So like, there's only so much time. I'm not gonna sit here and listen to 15 fucking songs as far as a reaction episode. So, but this is called Colossus.
Okay.
And he sent me a little more information. I was kind of going back and forth with this dude, so interesting to hear this, but he gave me some information. So it says, I do all the drum programming, instrument playing, mixing, and mastering for my tracks. I don't stick to a particular genre, but my love of folk, thrash, and death metal comes through in pretty much everything I make. I also offer private lessons through Discord and in person. We'll be starting up in Lansing with those early next year. So I guess he's moving to Lansing, so in-person lessons. So it would be cool to plug that if it fits into the conversation as well. Well, we just plugged it for you. So there you go. We got you. It fit right in. I try to release a few original songs each year, but I release riff challenge entries a lot more frequently. So just a guitar player, shredder guy says, Colossus was a song long in the making due to how challenging it is. So I was really excited to be able to finally release it and share it with the world. My main influences are Mark Morton, Alex Lehio. Is that how you say it? Lehio?
Alexi Lehio.
Alexi Lehio. Okay.
That's how I say it.
I
could be saying it wrong too.
As one, I know people put him on a pedestal as far as guitar playing, but just Children of Bodom was just nothing that's ever kind of been on my radar. So not for one particular reason or another. And Dimebag Darrell. So I think a lot of that comes through in my playing as well.
Yeah, those are all some really good lead guitarists for sure. He's got some good influences, so I'm excited to hear this already. So I'm not a big Children of Bodom fan, but I've listened to enough to know his playing, and in the context of his life, you know, he's a shredder, lead guitarist, lead vocalist guy. I think he's pretty badass regardless of me liking his music or not. I think that's a good influence to have for anybody who aspires to be a lead guitarist. Like, you could do worse. You could do way worse than worshiping a little Children of Bodom.
So with that being said, I said it was Colossus. So Colossus is the name of the song.
We're just promoting this player.
And this guy is just a player.
He's a player.
His YouTube says
Zarochi.
Zarochi. I would have to go back and look at the message to see what like his name was in the message.
Zarochi.
But yeah, so check that out on YouTube. Zarochi. So make sure you check that out.
The pronunciation never ceases to amaze me. What we're gonna get away with here.
Yeah, don't come to our show for pronunciations. I fucking can't help you with that. But I know my metal. I just don't know English very well. All right, so here's a song, Colossus, and it's an actual playthrough video, so we actually get to see him. Her playthrough. Because
let's see.
The hashtag says female guitarist, so maybe this is a female. I'm sorry, I don't know. I'll check it out.
We have no idea what we're doing here. Just bear with us. Yeah. We're here for the music only.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, do it.
One simple but brilliant trick.
Zarochi, Colossus.
Go ahead.
So, there it is. One person, one man show, one person show. I can see, and this is why it's hard to watch one of these things, because it's one person doing the music and you're like, where's the band? Where's the show? Where's the gig? Where's the merch? And so, I understand wanting to get the music out there. You put a lot of work into it, clearly. I mean, that's more work than I do at home for any song that I've written. I don't do all that drum programming. I'm counting on the band to come through for me. Hey guys, I got this riff. So, yeah, I mean, I can see the influences coming through too. He had that 1-2 beat, and he came back to it a lot, or they came back to the riff, the main riff, quite a bit. So that'll be stuck in my head going forward. And it's not a bad riff to have stuck in my head, so I'm cool with it. It's fun, but yeah, I mean, it goes. I'll just say it for you before you even so you can just kind of take a breath. Just kind of take a breath. I'll handle this one. Like here, and when you're watching the show or watching the podcast, and you can see our reaction is what it is, because we know that we're just not going to be able to even look forward to any amount of this in a live setting, which is pretty much a big part of music for us. Yeah. And that's huge. I mean, we got a festival around the corner that we're really stoked on. I can't wait to go to that and get geeked up for that. So I want to hear anything that's got to do with that, or anything that's got to do with live performance. Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing for me. Just looking at the music, as stated, pretty fun riff there. I can get with that. I can get with bopping around doing some chores and walking the dog to that melody. That was pretty fun. And then again, but before you even tackle this one too, I could hear it just as well. I got 2 ears. There's some production concerns in some of the guitar work there, just in the production sound quality. I could hear some, maybe a little bit of extra distortion where it shouldn't be on the pinch harmonics. Yeah. I could hear that needed to, just from a recording perspective. Yeah. Just looking at it, if we're putting out stuff to share, we want to try to critique it in a way that says, could sound a little better. Yeah. Just by taking a little bit more time with it and hearing it through maybe a couple different speakers. Take it to your car, put it on your headphones, take a shower with it, whatever you do, just hear that it's clipping there on those pinch harmonics, and they sound a little bit dirty, maybe however it was recorded. There's just a little bit of dirt in that signal there that needed to be discerned and flushed out early on. But definitely somebody that can provide some new players with some insight as to beginning their journey as a lead guitarist. I could see that happening as well. Jay?
Okay.
Insight?
So we're going to start with the guitar, because it was primarily a guitar thing, right? That's so this person was talking about how they wanted to get their info out there because they give lessons or whatever. I mean, good enough to give lessons, to some probably beginning or more intermediate players.
Absolutely.
As far as the guitar riff and everything went, pretty cool. I mean, the little tapping, it was nice that we got to see it. So you could see it on the YouTube. You could see the little tapping in the riff and stuff or whatever. To me, they said it was thrash death metal. To me, it sounded more almost kind of like 80s thrash. There was almost a few parts that were Ozzy Osbourne-ish. Yeah. Is it fair to say?
Yeah. I was feeling a power metal type of thing.
Kind of like that. Maybe I don't know, a lot of it kind of reminded me of Ozzy almost, just with the drum and everything. So guitar playing, good. Like you said, the production could have been cleaned up a little bit. I would have liked to hear the bass a lot more in the mix. You needed to come through with more of that low end. It's you're showing off the guitar, but at the same time, you need to be versed well in the bass. They played the bass to it too, but you need to be versed well in them bass tones and making that bass really stand out to enforce that guitar sound. Because a lot of your guitar tone is bass tone enforcing that, right? So that's where your low end comes from. Yeah, that's where you get that. You get them nuts in there.
Unless your rhythm guitar is going to trample all over that register, then your bass needs to come in another register or another tone to complement that. But you want to complement those two tones, the rhythm and the bass guitar for sure. Those tones need to sound good aside from all that lead guitar work.
As far as the art goes, real basic art. I mean, it was just kind of looked like it was something pulled off of Canva or one of these sites that just says Colossus on it. So maybe you didn't take a lot of time with the art. No big deal to me one way or the other. Yeah. Songwriting was pretty good. I mean, it kind of had some callbacks and stuff. So definitely cool with that. With song was a little long, but I guess when you're getting into these guitar work songs, that's kind of what it is, because you make that minute for the solo, so you're breaching that 5-minute mark. So okay, not hating on you for that. As far as drums go, like whatever drum program was used on that was a very basic drum program. You could tell the drum programming was only there to put in a beat, but there was like no dynamics. Like the double kick was like the same all the way through. The snare was like you know, like you got to get a better drum program if you're gonna do stuff like this. Like invest in a superior drummer. Invest in knowing what you're doing when it comes to drum programming instead of just putting a generic beat over the top of it, because that's probably would have made this song stick out even better, like and highlighted that guitar work that you're trying to highlight, right? So the drums kind of took away from it. It sounded like almost like a FL Studio, like a real like generic drum program. And then just that would lead to the uptick in overall production. Then if your drums were better and your bass was a little more full, it'd really make it stand out. But that's just a reaction from me. That's not saying this was a bad song. That's not saying the playing was bad. That's just, those are the things that you can improve on. If you're putting out solo music, you need to have those elements locked in, right? So,
and we're here to listen to it. It's fine, you know. Like, well, I'll listen to it. I'll get it out there and let people listen to it for themselves as well. And now you've heard us listen to it, what we think of it, and now others will hear it too.
So take it for what it is. Overall, pretty good song. Thanks for sending it in. Cool shredding, cool guitar work.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Zero Guy.
All right. Song number 3, Dawn of Agony. Death metal from Grand Rapids, Michigan. That's all I got. I did get to see these guys when I went to the Bleeding Through show, and they tacked on like 20 fucking bands that were like local bands or whatever. So I did get to see some Dawn of Agony. And if this is what I remember it is, this is pretty death metal. I did like these guys when I seen them live too. So take that for what that is, but I guess we're going to let the music speak for itself, because they didn't give me much information other than death metal from Grand Rapids, Michigan. But sometimes that's all you need. So
and it looks like we're listening to a song called Reign of Malcontent.
5 minutes, 25 seconds. So that's a long one too. But if you guys are ready, I'm ready. Thanks for saying you're ready, because I'm ready. Here you go.
Is it slam? Do I have it?
No.
It doesn't slam.
No, I mean there's some slam parts, but that's not slam.
That sludgy doominess is it's kind of what I associate with some of that slam stuff. But you can see my reaction. Yeah. There's not a lot more to say to that. I mean, good God, man. Jay, you first, actually.
I'll go in on this. Overall, super cool. Like, that's the kind of music that we like to have sent into the show. I was trying to, their social media presence isn't super huge. I don't know if they're a newer band or what, but I just wanted to see a picture so I could, like, verify the band that I've seen on stage. And I remember that because the drummer did a lot of vocals, kind of an old school drummer style, like, They kind of mix some old school, some new school kind of death metal or whatever. So let's just go with the vocals first.
Okay.
The vocals fit the music. There was that one little thing that first came in, and it's just me being picky. It kind of like almost hurt my ear. It was like really kind of like a high, like piggy kind of thing. Yeah. The rest of the vocals for the rest of the song didn't do that, but just right at the beginning, it was kind of like almost awkward to my ear. But that's just a production thing. But drums, really cool. That snare was fucking snack.
Tight.
Yeah, that was just like, that bitch was just like
tightened up.
Yeah, that was like a pig nose, just yeah, like, that thing was tight. Kind of reminded me of Sanguisuga Bog a little bit.
You know, that's funny. I put it in the note.
Yeah,
that's exactly the band name that I wrote down. I had them pulled up too. So yeah, I'm still learning what certain genres are apparently, but I did have Sanguisuga Bog typed up as a comparison there.
As far as the riffs go, pretty cool. You know, they kind of mix it up with a little bit of Trem Pickens type stuff in there as far as like old school death metal, and then they had a lot of like the sludginess and some slamminess to their riffs. Pretty cool riffs. Guitar tone was pretty awesome. Nothing that stuck out to me on bass. Just kind of got lost with me, but like you said, that isn't always necessary. I'm looking at some of these picks and there isn't a bass player, so I'm not real sure. I'm assuming they have a bass player, but like I said, they didn't send me a lot of information, so I can't speak on some of it. Well, as far as production overall goes, like, sounded pretty good. Like, I thought the snare was a little high in some places, but other than that, like, I mean, you get what you get when it comes to the fucking death metal, so that's what it was. As far as songwriting goes, they could have been some callbacks, but I couldn't really tell.
Oh, there definitely was like that one main, like, sludgy riff that kind of kept coming back to.
I think 5 minutes and 25 seconds is still, with no guitar solos, it's still kind of a stretch for a song, but you do you, boo. I don't really know.
I mean, maybe they got a couple of 1 minutes. Who knows?
And then, just top it all off with the art. Like, the art looks kind of cool. Kind of looks like some Bohemian Grove type of weird shit with like the stand in the woods with the robes type thing.
Like, it looks either like a hand sketch or a really highly altered photograph or some iteration of a black and white, very, very noir, black, white, and got the red band name on there. So really cool. I appreciate the fuck out of that art, to be honest with you. I like it.
And these guys, they fit right in the realm of, like, with the homies, Black Temple, just that real kind of like death metal style.
Okay.
Right along though. So and I know I liked him when I seen him live. So overall, cool fucking song, guys. Like, keep the death metal alive. This is the type of shit that I really like. This is my personal favorite kind of stuff. Yeah.
So this is a band that, like you said, keeping it real with the homies and going back to, like, comparing to other things that we've listened to. This is something I can immediately get behind. I can immediately get behind this. Like, I heard one song. Now I'm looking for them on dates. I'm looking for them on bills. I'm looking for, where are you guys playing next? Where you guys, somebody in the band, start calling all the fucking venues, start calling all the other bands that we've talked to on this show. Now that you're on our show, start figuring out who's putting together shows. Start calling Eric. Like, get into the Black Temple.
Yeah, exactly.
Get into the Black Temple inbox there and make sure that they're listening to your music too. And there will be others too along the way. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and name drop everybody that's putting together a show right now, but I'm sure, hopefully we'll be hearing more or seeing more of Dawn of Agony in the future, because that was pretty cool. Just to comment on the 5.5 minutes, it's whatever. I mean, if that's the one song that's that long, I think for that style of music, you could probably you can cinch that down to 3 minutes and get your point across like all day long, and that way you're just playing more songs, more riffs, for your 20, 25 minutes on stage. But again, here's something I can look forward to on stage. I can go out to a show, I can buy merchandise, and I know that there's a band out there that's doing a thing. So that's kind of like what I get geeked up about, is knowing that we can listen to this now, and then I can come back around in 3-4 months whenever they're playing a show that I can make it to, and I can say, oh yeah, I remember listening to these guys.
Yeah.
They're fucking sick. And that's exactly how I feel about it. That was fucking sick. Not a lot of melody, like next to zero, but some styles
some
styles of metal, they don't really need that. I personally enjoy that, but with what I'm hearing, like I feel like they're capable of it. I feel like if they wanted to do a little bit more melody in their songwriting, they definitely have the luxury of choosing to do that based on what I'm hearing just from their style and their skill set. So, like surprise me, wow me with some variety beyond this 5.5 minutes of just dragging my face through the mud.
Yeah.
But that was fun, though.
Monster, man.
Oh, that was muddy. Yeah, I loved it. I loved it. Yeah,
I loved it too.
I like other things as well, but this one is fun for me for sure. If I were going to see this one live, I would be pitting it up maybe, or watching the pit.
Yeah.
I'm a little too old to be in it, but I could see the pit going. Like there were riffs in this where that snare was popping. I was like, and then here comes the chaos. I could feel it. There's the pit right there.
Yeah, they were on that Bleeding Through show. Like I said, they added a bunch of locals at the end, so it wasn't like they were direct support for Bleeding Through. There was like the main concert was like 4 or 5 bands, and then there was like an all-day kind of show, and they played that, so that was cool. And then they just played, it looked like in September, with 200 stab wounds and snuffed on site. So that's a great show to be on. So they're out there doing their thing. So much love to Dawn of Agony. Looking forward to hopefully maybe playing some shows with you guys, seeing you at some shows. And I think this was one of the bands that I'd love to we could get on the show and talk to as well. So
that'd be sweet. No, good send-in. Fucking love that. Yeah, Grand Rapids. You guys are right down the road. Get in here.
Get in here. So. All right. Anything else on Dawn of Agony before we move on, Nick?
Yeah. I just made sure to follow them on the socials, so everybody else do the same.
Y'all do the same shit.
Thank you.
I think I already am, because once these guys send shit in, I always try to make sure to do that. All right. So we're gonna bang out 3 more songs. We're gonna have a 6-song reaction episode. So we're halfway through, and we got 3 more to go. This next song is from a band called Living Dissection. We're a 4-piece band from the Detroit area. We just like chugs and some nice riffs. Getting songs compiled right now for our next release, hopefully in the springtime. So that's the information I have on Living Dissection.
Okay.
And they sent me a YouTube link, so let's see what this is.
It starts at about 33 seconds, it looks like, is the link that I got. Or maybe I accidentally somehow got 33 seconds in.
It says 2 minutes and 38 seconds long song. Let's see what we got. Ooh, they on Slam Worldwide. I'm liking it already.
Yeah, I saw that.
Becoming the
awesome, dude. That was fucking sweet, dude.
Wow. Again, like talking about can't wait to see some shit live. Like bring the trees with you too. That was fucking great. Like thank you for the video, the send in, the song, all of it. The fucking makeup kit. God, your fucking guitarist scared the shit out of me when they stopped playing and just stood there like a mime. Like, just fuck that scary shit. I don't need to be scared. No, Jay,
you go ahead. You go ahead with this.
So
one.
I'll let you analyze it further, but for me, like outside of it just being like, no melody, which is fine. Again, I'm not gonna sit here and berate bands that don't have melody. That was fucking sick, dude. Like all day, just fucking hands bound, feet tied to, being drawn and dragged through the woods with a horse, and then this guy writes a song like, like just about it. Like, God damn it, that was so fucking filthy. Yeah, bring the robes, bring the faces, bring the blood, bring it live. I can't wait to see this band on stage. I'm gonna be sad if I miss any of these bands that I'm like raving about. Like, can't wait to see you live. I'm gonna be fucking sad when I'm sitting at home not at the show. It's gonna be fucking bunk. But God, immediately follow this band, like this band, and
sure.
Get ready to see them fucking take over a venue near you. That was sick. God, I hope you guys are all like super cool best friends hanging out all the time and gonna do a couple more albums and stuff because that was so good. Thank you. Jay, take it away. Tell me about it.
Well, first thing first, they're kind of humble because their Facebook page just says low-tuned heavy bullshit. I just want to make sure I was following these guys myself, but yeah, I mean, fuck. I mean, your shit's on Slam Worldwide, so that's already a super win. I mean, we learned that with our homies in Crocofile, and I'm calling my homies now just because they the homies. So
yeah, for sure.
Haven't played a show with them yet. We almost had one lined up, but didn't work out. But we will be playing with those guys soon. As far as Living Dissection goes, we'll just break it down into categories. Vocals, first thing first. Fucking awesome, man. Like his vocals were great, like just all the way around. I'm not, when it comes to slam music or this type of music, something on Slam Worldwide, I'm not going to sit here and dictate your songwriting or even comment on it because it's not about that at that point, right?
Okay.
So it's like you do what you do. As far as artwork goes, I didn't see no artwork because it was a YouTube video, so I don't really see. So if there's something you can pull up, I don't know.
I'm just looking at the
can't
socials.
judge
I just see the green logo.
Yeah.
And I see that they were on a bill, it looks like, with Ne Obliviscaris, Exul, and the Omnific, Beyond Creation. So that's a hell of a bill to be on. November 8th, 2023 at the Crowfoot Ballroom, and this happened. So that's cool. I'm not seeing any other artwork necessarily, just some flyers, but,
Oh, they on a show with Recorruptor and Mouthful of Locusts, it looks like.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
So one with the riverbed. No, they're not on that. They must be just posting about that, I guess. But anyway,
fucking.
Oh yeah, two Dead Nerves with Crocofile, Living Dissection, and Dark Eater. They played at Max Bar and that's a great fucking show. God damn. Dead Nerves, they're from around here. I've been trying to get them on the show. But anyway, back to Living Dissection. Drums are fucking super badass. I mean, with that super fast double kick and just like the slamming drums. I mean, super cool. As far as the riffs or the leads, there was no leads because there's not really leads and slams, but the riffs were just fucking sick. Like you said, you hear something in your head, and that last riff, and they're just like, chuck, 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 chuck. You just fucking
feel it.
Yeah. The bass sounded great on it too. Fit right in the pocket.
Yep.
Whatever. The production, that's kind of production on this kind of music that I want to hear.
Yeah.
You can hear everything super clear.
Yeah.
It makes sense,
And I'm not, like, they're not sending us, like where they recorded.
Yeah.
Might be welcome information. Like,
Yeah.
if you did it yourself, pat yourself on the back and say so. And if somebody else did this amazing work, and I'm sure it says somewhere, I mean, it's got to. Maybe that's something we need to ask for. Just like, hey, whoever recorded it, state, so that we can shout out to them. Great production quality too. I'm checking out their socials, and it looks like the singer also perhaps plays guitar as well some of the time, just not in that video for the sake of the video, probably.
Okay.
But so they've got that added element in there too. If you didn't.
One other thing I do want to mention the production. I did hear, like, it started off with like kind of like some of the orchestrated stuff going on.
Okay.
And it sounded like there was dabs of that in the music as well. So I guess I'd be interested to see how that comes across live, or if that's just an element that we're doing or saving just for production.
Yeah, sure.
So, but yeah, great send in. You guys are fucking awesome. I look forward to checking more of you guys' shit out.
Living
so
Dissection.
Thank you so much, Living Dissection. Don't keep it so humble because you guys are badass. So just it's more than just low tune heavy bullshit. I don't necessarily agree with that. I mean, it is low tuned and heavy, so at least you got that much going for you. So much love, Living Dissection. Yeah. Thanks for sending that in. Fucking
appreciate
awesome.
it. Yeah, it's really good.
So we got a couple more here. You ready to move on?
Yeah.
All right. So fellow Muskegon dudes, Phantom.
Mm-hmm.
They sent this track in. So what they sent is emerging from the kaleidoscopic depths of the sonic cosmos comes Phantom, born from a cosmic collision of mind-altering psychedelia and earth-shattering heaviness. This enigmatic ensemble weaves together a sonic tapestry that defies conventional boundaries, transporting listeners to ethereal realms of sonic enlightenment.
Long sentence. They got a wordy guy in the band. I like that.
Yeah,
so thank you, wordy person. I appreciate you. No, I know Cody.
Okay, Cody Vickers and James Band, I believe, right?
Yeah,
so,
I only know Cody. Cody's a cool cat. We definitely we rap when we run into each other, and it's always smiles and laughs. So it's good. I've yet to get out and see Phantom. I'm looking forward to it though, and this will be probably my most intentional listening of Phantom to date. I think I've run into them on some YouTube, but let's give this new one to me a listen here, Jay.
It looks like the song they sent in is called Star Scourge.
Star Scourge.
Scourge?
Scourge.
Scourge?
Scourge.
Okay, Scourge. Okay. Star Scourge.
Scourge of the Earth. Star Scourge.
8 minutes and 12 seconds. Jesus, boys.
Yeah, that's all right. I got
a lot of real estate on my podcast here.
It's longer than I talk to Cody when I run into him. I'm for it. You probably already know I'm for it, Jay. You could tell.
I say that's all up your alley right there, buddy.
So, couple of band names. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that immediately come to me listening to this. High on Fire, Caius. Obviously, Caius without the death metal vocals, but like that whole desert stoner metal thing was happening for me. Like throughout a couple of bigger, maybe doom metal band names that I felt as I was listening to something like Swallow the Sun or Paradise Lost, maybe even some black and roll like Satyricon, were the things that I was picking out of it. I was really hoping for a guitar solo. I was listening to this thing.
You got a good one.
Yeah, and they went there. So I love the song. Good send in. I really appreciated all of it, all 8 minutes and 12 seconds of it. I love what they did leading up to that breakdown where it got all like quiet and then they built it up with the tribal drums. I love that whole passage after what they had already given to us for 4 minutes, which I thought was enjoyable, and I like that. And they kind of gave us part 2 of a song, and then where I thought there might have been a guitar solo going into that part before it got all melodic, but then they did give us one at the end. So now, correct me if I'm wrong. 2 people, right?
I believe so.
So it is it is asking a lot of a band to like do a guitar solo when they're 2 people. But I know you got looper pedals, and I know you can sit there and lay down that rhythm for me and then go to that lead. So really good send in. I definitely appreciate that style of music. I can sit there and shoegaze and stare a hole in the wall with the best of them and just like be really meditative and go for that repetitive, almost transcendental type music where it's just kind of that chord progression keeps cycling and you just get into the groove of it. Cody, good work on your end too. Really love what you did, especially in the second half of the song where you went almost tribal with those drums, and I just wanted to move to it. I could see motion, in people in a crowd setting with that. So really love what I'm hearing, Phantom. Thank you. Hopefully I get out to see you guys as well.
We will. They're at that festival.
Okay. Yes. So good. Heart on Your Sleeve Fest. They're on the bill as well. Thank you. I haven't got it memorized, but I know the next one for sure is on there as well. So, but yeah, good. Jay, anything that you wanted to add to my take on the Phantom?
So usually this kind of music for me it just doesn't do much for me, but I really actually enjoyed this. Like 8 minutes seemed to go by pretty fast, even with like it wasn't too terribly drony for me where they were like it was interesting enough to keep me going.
Right.
So I love the vocals on it. They were like pretty almost black metal, and I really it gave it some like more angst that I need in my music. So I kudos to the vocals on it. The drums are fucking spectacular.
Yes.
Like I mean, you get what you get with those kind of drums, but he did enough to keep it interesting. So really great send-in. Fucking the riffs were great. The lead was super cool at the end, like this bluesy, like take me on this adventure type solo, and I liked it. It wasn't shreddy necessarily, but it was more like let's go to this area now, where it kind of the song took me into different areas. So with their description, I definitely like that. I did hear some bass, so I think there might be some bass on the recording. As far as the production, super clean. It said that Cody did all of it, so great job, Cody, on that. He mixed it, mastered, or produced it. Said recorded, mixed, mastered, produced by Cody. So fucking awesome job of that. Everything sounded really good. Really good. Like it was right there in the pocket. Drums are super thick and clean. As far as the songwriting goes, I don't really know. By 8 minutes, it seemed like they kind of had a callback on it. So as far as the songwriting goes, I'm not real sure. But again, you get what you get when you have an 8-minute song. It's just kind of drones on. But there is, with these kind of songs, there's enough repetitive parts in those parts. Like it repeats so many times that it does get stuck in your head. So it's like a different approach to the songwriting, but definitely enjoyed it. And then the artwork is really fucking cool. It says Michael Vanilla Wava did that. Okay. So at least for this song or this album. So make sure you guys go check out Phantom, man, especially if you're kind of more into that doom stoner rock or any of those bands that Nick had mentioned, because this shit is cool. I definitely like it.
I think it's going to go off really well live too because of the repetitive nature. People that are into just kind of zoning in and out of the music.
And doing this.
Yeah, just bobbing. Yeah, just kind of like a gentle nod. I would say that if you could reach out to the guys from Living Dissection, maybe Phantom, the vocalist, could wear a robe, because those fucking vocals belong like in some grim, death metal kind of goblin-esque type. Like that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing some like robed figure sing those words to me from Phantom. So if you don't have a robe, get a hold of
get some Phantom robes. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna put some pieces together here that I could be wrong. So you guys will probably have to come on the show and clear some of this up because I'd love to have you guys on the show as well. But
Yes.
so we got. I'm looking at their Bandcamp, right? So we got discography, Celestial Scion. That's what just came out in 2023. That was one of the songs that we heard. That Star Scourge.
Yep.
And then there's 2 other songs on that. And then they have another one that came out, Dreadfather Demo, in March 2013.
Oh, okay.
So we got a 10-year gap, basically.
Yeah.
And then there's another something that came out in May 2011. And then when I go on their Facebook, I'm looking for pictures to verify whether are we a 2-piece, a 3-piece, what's going on. Well, there's the only pictures that they really have on tagged photos is 3 guys on stage, but that is also from 220. It looks like they're playing at fucking. There's a 3-piece going on. There's a bass player too, so I don't know if that's still true. It looks like they were playing at that venue we used to always play at, Crickets with Infinite Design. They got pictures of there, so they must have been jamming for a while back in the day. As far as new pictures, I can't really tell. They got a bunch of flyers. They played with the dudes from Rip Van Ripper, which was the band that we checked out last time. Super cool. Looked like they played with some other bands that we're familiar with. They're going to be on this fest. But yeah, I can't verify whether they're a 3-piece, but it looks like there's a bass player. So
I'm going to go ahead and say they're not currently a 3-piece based on some things that I know. But yeah, they're the bass work wasn't as necessary as all that anyway with that track and that style. I mean,
just to be able to hold it down though,
Yeah.
like when he's doing that solo and shit. Like I
sure.
feel like that could be there. But yeah, cool fucking band, man. Look forward to chatting with you guys and checking out your set. So anything else on that before we get to this last one, buddy?
No, man.
Right,
that was a good send in and really appreciated it. Definitely appreciate that style too.
Yep. So, song number 6. Here's our last song of this episode. It's THV. We're familiar with Ed, of course. Ed Stanley on vocals and guitar. We got Evan Folmar on vocals, drums, and keyboards. They're based in Grand Rapids. They are a rock duo. And about this recording, it was recorded and engineered by Zach Krause, mixed and edited, mastered by Ed Stanley, performed live at Epic Tabletop Hobbies in Grand Haven, Michigan. Also, Chantel of Tongue Cutter, when she was on the episode, she talked about some of these blogs that she was writing about these bands, right?
Right.
And so he sent in, it says, Chantel of Tongue Cutter wrote nice things about us here. So we are going to take a few minutes and just read what she wrote.
Okay.
Just to give it up to Chantel, and this is one of those blogs that we talked about on our podcast. So it says, THV hails from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and is a self-described as an eclectic multi-instrumental rock duo for fans of Ween, Primus, Devo, Frank Zappa. It checks out. As a person who grew up on Zappa, Captain Beefheart, and other obscure sounds, the duo was immediately up my alley. And the eccentric, curated delivery for their live show was delightful in person when I had an opportunity to watch and photograph them at Makira's Gate this summer. Evan and Ed are absolutely in sync with each other. Tight rhythms, complex and riffy melodies, and goofy little earworm lyrics like, when you want to do the thing, 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 you want to do the thing.
Thanks.
From The Thing You Do on their self-titled album released from 2022.
Yeah.
So, all right, here's a little bit more. It says, like the Mario and Luigi of radically mathematical absurdity, my favorite thing about Evan and Ed is that they don't take themselves very seriously, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't. Their self-titled album is literally packed with bitchin' riffs from shred to jazz and furiously complex drums, and both of them sing. For musicians like me who delight in the avant-garde, it's very tasty indeed. Evan Folmar is a musician I've known for a very long time. His percussive talent is impressive. Example, he plays complicated drum beats while playing keyboards and singing. But he's not just a technical player, he's a very thoughtful one, making sure to play exactly what is needed. I know this because I have not only had the opportunity to create music with him, but also to teach beside him, as we both worked as music instructors for years. Ed Stanley is a wonderful complement to Evan's jazz field compositions, bringing not only some heaviness, and technical weight on guitar to the project, but also some high posse frontman energy.
Yeah.
Both individuals are excellently supportive of our local community and spent a lot of time not only creating their own music, but also showing up for others as a familiar face on, say, a weekday show where you might not expect to see them. Extra punk points. Listening to their discography on Bandcamp will take you to a lot of faraway places, but it will keep leading you back to a sort of playful happiness that I think is often missing from complex music, and it makes it something I truly enjoy. I think you will too. So there you go.
Love Shanny.
Yep, and then so they're playing at the Heart on Your Sleeve Fest.
Yep. This is gonna be a little bit bonkers. Let me make sure I got the right link pulled up for any reason. Was it a Bandcamp link?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I don't really need it so much, but I'll go to it anyway just to see art or what have you. So I've seen THV as my friend. That description all fits. I would say before we even get into it, I don't really even have to wait to hear it. It's gonna sound pretty chaotic and like a bit of a Mr. Bungle, if you will. I think it's just gonna be really more crazy than anything else. But I think it's fun, and I think people will get a kick out of it. Let's see what it sounds like when we're only hearing it, because in my experience, it's about seeing them as well.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a part of it that people should look forward to, and have the opportunity to see them at Heart on Your Sleeve Fest, February 10th. So,
All right, you ready?
Yeah, hit me, Jay.
Here we go. This song is called The Big Idea.
All right.
Here we go again. Big smiles.
All right.
Yeah, what's the big idea, Ed?
Yep.
Thanks for the send in. So you could tell when Evan picked up the second stick for his drum set.
Yeah,
It was at the end of the song when he stopped playing keyboards and singing, and he just started wailing away on it. And yeah, as described, it says on their Bandcamp for fans of Black MIDI, Zappa, Devo, and Clowncore. Which, if you've seen the Clowncore videos, the 2 clowns or 3 clowns are like they're crammed in a car. They're literally like driving around a neighborhood, and they just got like a drummer with like hi-hat, snare, cymbal, and they got another guy just with the MIDI, and it's hilarious shit. It's pretty ridiculous, but it's so that fits, that tracks. Yeah, and for fans of metal, yes or no, is it metal? I don't know. I think Ed and Evan, they're a good combo. Couple of quiet guys that make some good loud music, noisy, but fun. Like I said, fun is the main word here. Jay, weigh in on it. I'll gas up my boys anytime. I know they're going to be fun and entertaining at the show.
Well, I know how good both of those guys are at things.
Yep.
Things, you know what I'm
Many
saying? Like,
things.
they're really good.
Yeah.
My critique would be like, dude, you guys should have 4 people doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it would probably be like pretty like a lot more interesting, and you know what I mean? Like, that's very interesting as it is. I'm not saying it's not interesting, but it would just be like a little more solid just to have one guy on keyboards and doing some weird sounds, and then the drummer just focusing on drums, and then like drums and vocals. You know what I mean? Like, it's cool that you can do all that stuff, but like, and it's cool that you're a 2-piece, but like, man, if you could find 2 other guys to like fill that out, or not have like some, or another like weird funky bass player on top of all those weird riffs, like that shit would, to me, like be like more fleshed out. To me, it's just kind of like a real basic skeleton where I feel like you could lean heavier into that weirdness and fun and goofiness. To me, it was better than I thought it was going to be. Like it was like something I could actually kind of like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like, I get the quirkiness and weirdness of it. Yeah. It's not really metal, but it kind of fits in the interesting, weird category where metal's accepting. We talked about that on the Drink Your Blood episode where it's like, you come on in. You're welcome here. You're welcome on this podcast,
Another thing I've been thinking about, too, with respect to labeling things as metal, like sometimes people, like, they talk about the band Ghost, and they question whether or not that's metal. And I'm like, here's the deal. Metalheads like it. So, and then maybe Sleep Token is another example of that, right? Where it's like, and you sit there and you look at it and you're like, how metal is it? And it's like, it really doesn't matter at the end of the day, because truth is that like a ton of metalheads gravitate towards things like that, where it's like, okay, however metal it is really now become a matter of opinion, and it's just got elements to it that like a lot of heavy metal fans are going to gravitate toward. And I think the same thing applies here to THV, where it's like, they've got elements to them that we like that doom sludgy, like chromatic kind of scale, and that groove, that beat, and that pattern of it, and there's parts to it where we're like, okay, that's different, but I'm gonna go with it because that's the whole package that you're giving me. But I think they're maybe not a metal band as it were, but I know Ed and I know his body of work, and I know he's definitely in the house of metal when it comes time, and I think this is for fans of music. And metalheads will appreciate it as well. Not every single one. Yeah. Not everybody from the Black Temple Avenue is going to come along and be down. Yeah. But I think having THV on a bill is going to give that bill some energy. It's going to give some hype and some fun and some quirkiness that I think any venue would appreciate. Like these 2 guys on stage doing what they do is going to be entertaining, flat out.
But they're the whole package. They got the outfits, they live for the quirkiness. Like, I've seen Ed do some crazy shred shit too. So I don't think this one song also encompasses a band like this, because I know there's different tempos, different avenues, where this is kind of had almost just a one kind of droning tempo throughout. I know all of their stuff just from seeing bits and pieces isn't like this either. So you can't really judge it completely off of this. But as far as just requirements go, like vocals fit where they fit. The drums were super cool. Like I said, if I was to be nitpicky, I wish you guys had 2 or 3 other guys in the band making more fun noises and like just kind of completing the whole thing and just making it more than just a 2-piece. It's cool you can do it as a 2-piece. Yeah. It takes balls to put out a live CD of 2-piece playing all these instruments and doing all these things where it's like that's the quirkiness of it. But like if you wanted to really make it what it was, get 3 other guys and really make some cool noises. Sure. As far as the riffs go, super cool. I liked like the uniqueness, the chromaticness, how it tied in with the keyboards. And like I said, I know there's more to it.
Yeah.
There is no bass. Production, it's a live recording, but it sounded great for it. As far as songwriting, kind of fun because it did call back stuff. And it was kind of like, let's not take this serious. And that's what I did like about it. Because sometimes even I find myself taking my music and things too serious.
Sure.
I don't have no art to judge on, but just the categories to judge on or whatever. But songwriting was fun because like when you write that quirky shit, if you would have just wrote something for 5 minutes with nothing to call back to, no kind of catchiness to it, it could almost be too much where it's just like no one wants to hear that at all, you know. But I thought they put enough like repetitiveness and kind of knew where to pick out the melodies and keep them in there. So some real smart decisions because you got to make some good decisions to make this just a little more than racket. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because it can get kind of rackety at times. And I get that's the point.
Yep.
But it just depends on where you want to go. Do you just want to make racket or do you want to like have some things where people can grasp onto? And they made some smart decisions in this.
They made it something musical that you could listen to. Whereas, and again, I don't want to be a gatekeeper or a hater here, but there's a band like the Mars Volta, you know, or something maybe extracurricular that Tom York might be involved with from Radiohead, where shit just runs on and on and on. And it's like a 15-minute song. And most of it's just like production MIDI noise and quirkiness. And they didn't do that. I mean, whereas, you know, some bands do that is my point, where they just go way out into left field and they stay there and they just get lost out there in noise land. And they just throw a bunch of noise in here in this track just for fun. And it works musically because it just goes into a 4.5-minute song.
Yeah, I like it.
And they don't like go into some weird, bizarre universe, even if they're capable of it. So,
like I said, this has a place on the podcast.
Yeah,
I agree. I just know what kind of player these guys are too. So it's like this is just a project for them because I know they have other things going on as well. So it's like I know what they do and can produce. But this was cool. I'm looking forward to seeing it live. Be very interesting just to kind of see what happened. I'm not a fan of clowncore or Zappa or things that are avant-garde like that. I just never have been, but that's just my personal taste. Like this is for somebody, and to know your audience with a band like this is very important too. Like you can get on some shows, but like you should be playing with those kind of like people that are going to be more into this because you could not get on a Black Temple show because people would be like, what in the fuck is this? You know what I mean? Like, so knowing who your shit is for is very important. But I thought they made some great decisions. I liked it even better than I thought I was going to like it. I've never listened to it because I try to, if I know that somebody sent something in, I don't dig into it before we listen to it because I want to be an honest reaction. So I mean, cool shit, man. I like it. I'd love to have him on the show just to talk about music and things in general, you know?
Yeah, so, Ed's got some other things in the works, and I've talked to him too, even about coming onto the show, and you know, he's definitely with that when time permits, when schedules line up. But yeah, I think they fit a lot of bills, a lot of hard rock metal shows they could pull off. Maybe not every single one, and maybe not for every single metalhead out there, but fun stuff and great couple of musicians. I know that I was trying to count the beat along the way, and if I had to guess, I'd say about 0 of that song was in 4/4 time signature. Every single thing Ed does is probably in 7/4 as I was listening to it. And I felt them shifted at one point, but I wasn't strictly counting every single thing. But I know that those are the kind of musicians we're talking about too. Like they make that intentional noise. They make a lot of things that's going on here is very, very intentional and calculated, and it all comes off as just kind of a gimmick or a lot of fun, and that's great. But just please know that while you're watching these guys, that they are not out there clowning around. They're actually really awesome musicians.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then they
good.
Then they just get in the blue and the red, and it's 2 guys on stage having fun, and they do a really great job of that too. I promise you. I've seen it. It's good stuff.
All right, cool. Well, that wraps up this episode. Before we go real quick, I didn't mention this, but I have this Dynamite shirts hat on, and
snappy.
Shout out to the boy in Dynamite Shirts. He hooked us up with some swag for the show. So cool shirts, good job. And with that being said, much love to you guys.
Oh, yeah.
And keep it metal, motherfuckers. Good send-ins today. Good send-ins.
Great send-ins. Thank
Peace.
you. Keep it metal.
Thank you so much for checking out the episode. Be sure to hit that like button and give us a share.
Yeah, and if you enjoyed our podcast today, please give it a rating on your streaming service to help us gain some exposure.
And if you really enjoyed the show, please give us a follow or hit that subscribe button and come hang out with us every week. And remember, keep it metal.